Love FM, Insure FM, DBS Habitat Fair. So what we intend to do this afternoon is to break it down for all of us. We want to benefit from this issue as to whether we ought to build or we ought to buy. And if we are considering building, which group of people ought to be considering that? And of course, if again we're talking about the purchasing or the buying of it, which group of persons ought to go into that as well? But like we've said to you over the couple of days past, we've said to you that if you join us at the Kumasi City Mall, you'll be coming to meet people from different sectors when it comes to the housing industry. So you get people who, for example, are into the sale of lands, and these are litigation-free lands. So you buy the land, you have your peace of mind, you have no worries and concerns about any litigation where somebody will come and tell you that I bought the land some years ago, so you don't have to go onto the land. It's going to be avoided if you come join us at the fair. Again, Christmas is around the corner, and I know that there are some, people who have made up their minds to come and exhibit things that you can use to decorate your home. Right, they'll be using it to decorate, you can use it to decorate your home. So we're talking about television sets, we're talking about furniture, we're talking about air conditioners, we're talking about everything that'll make your home cozy. But our main conversation this afternoon has to do with whether to build or to buy. Now, who else can help with this conversation than this young man? And he's right here with us in the Studios of Love, 99.5. I'm talking about Frank Aboagye Denyanza. He is a CEO of Danny Wise Real Estates or Estates, and he's right here. Frank, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dave.
And, we have new technologies when it comes to putting up buildings. And some of the exhibitors have already sent us, visuals as to what they will be exhibiting on the day. So, like I made mention of, if you're looking for tiles to buy, well, we have tiles available, very, very good quality, affordable tiles available. We will be showing you all that on Facebook. So stay with us on Facebook. It's on LUV 99.5 FM. That's how you can find us on Facebook. Now, if you have any question, don't mind, drop it there. But again, we're just teasing and asking, which is better, to build or to buy? Frank, what do you make of the theme for the 2021 edition of the Love FM, Insure FM, DBS Habitat Fair? The theme, to build, to buy.
Let me say good afternoon to our listeners and viewers on all the social media platforms. I think it's a wonderful theme. It brings solution, and that is what the Habitat Fair seeks to do. So it's definitely solves the 1,001 questions people have been asking themselves about the need to move into home ownership. So whether to build or to buy is mostly the question, the first question that comes to mind. If one wants to get a habitat or something to cover their house, their head. And I feel that, yes, this has been one of the main questions that anybody would ask him or herself when wanting to go into home ownership. And I feel that the team did well by coming up with the idea or probably the theme for this year's event. And I think it's a wonderful theme, though. Yeah.
And I remember, when we chose this theme, I asked what your own take was, and you explained that to us. Cake and Co. Once we've begun streaming, let's share with our viewers on Facebook. Yeah, and that's one of the key things. The very first thing, if you're thinking about owning a house, one of the first things that you ought to consider is to buy a land. And we keep saying to you that there are some chiefs, unfortunately, so they do all manner of things, all right? But when you join us at the Habitat Fair, you will be engaging with people who have lands that they are selling, and these lands are litigation free. So join us on Facebook and see vast lands available. We're showing them to you on Facebook right now, LUV 99.5. Listen, think about owning your own home or your own house, or think about it. I've said to you before that one of the things that kicked me into going into building was the behavior of a certain landlady whose house I was living in. She did things to me that made me say to myself, listen, I needed to sacrifice and do something. And I haven't had any regrets, as of now. And if you stay with us on Facebook, we'll be showing you some of the visuals from some of the exhibitors who will be joining us. So you'll be seeing, for example, this is a nice building. If, for example, you've begun building and you've got into a stage where you want help, you want advice, We have people who will be setting up tables and they will be advising you. And like I keep saying, there are new technologies, new ways of putting up houses. Sitting on the block. Yeah. Now I'm saying we have treated woods and other stuff that are being used in putting up the building. It's cheaper, it's nicer. So if you stay with us on Facebook on LUV 99.5, you see all these pictures there. But let's talk about, the theme. And you said that you're excited about this theme because it is something that gets people thinking.
Yes. And it puts me in a difficult situation when trying to explain.
Why so? What is difficult about it? I mean, it's a choice. You're either going to buy or you're going to build.
Yes, but I mean, from my point of view, that's how it puts me.
Speaking as a professional.
Yes, as a professional. Okay. It puts me in a certain situation. Because, yes, you're advising people to either start from scratch on their own to the disadvantage of your particular institution that is trying to sell houses. But it's good because for me, I've said, I look at real estate from two angles. Okay. The first one is an investment that I'm looking for returns on that investment. Then the second one is a call to duty that to be able to get human beings to own houses for themselves, and that is shelter. So that is why I am always committed to doing it, whether I lose or gain.
You think that you have gotten some loan and you've bought this nice car that you're driving and you're excited about it. The feeling is amazing, isn't it? That you have this car you own. Wait till you own your house. Some 9 years ago, the feeling was crazy. Today, I'm going to be up and personal with you. I'm going to share stuff with you. The feeling is crazy.
I told you that, yes. It depends on. You see, a vehicle these days has become a necessity.
Yeah.
And that is a fact. Don't get us wrong. But the fact is, go solo, go low. Okay, don't chase.
I wish I could change my bathroom now. Almost like every day new things come.
Yeah, of course.
And this is a new beautiful bath setup, huh?
Yeah.
Listeners, join us. Stay with us on Facebook. I mean, don't join us. Join us and stay there. We have things that you might be looking for, and you might just see a picture of it on Facebook as we stream live, and that's going to even encourage you the more to join us between the 26th and the 28th of November at the Kumasi City Mall. Go check out this bathtub and all the accessories around it. Imagine that, Charlie, after a very hard day's work, you fill the tap with some water. This is a jacuzzi, actually.
Yeah, it's a jacuzzi.
It's a jacuzzi.
Yeah.
And then you sit in there and you reflect on the day's activity. I mean, it to be nice.
They have different types. So it all depends on your choice and your pocket.
And your
you understand? Purchasing power. That's your pocket.
Which group of people, Frank, would you say are the ones that ought to build? So the theme is
to build or to buy.
To buy.
Yeah.
Which group of people would you say are the ones that ought to think about building?
Yeah. So this is it. If you are younger. Within a working class.
Younger as what age?
I mean, it depends. I mean, some people are lucky enough to start getting money at an early stage, whether it's a gift to them or when they are in school, they are being given money even at the university, the tertiary level, they can save towards that.
Yeah.
So if you want to build on your own, then you have to do that at a younger age. So from the tertiary level, which is something around between 20 years, 22, 25, up to about 35, 36, 40, 45, you can still do it.
Even 45 you can
it will take
build?
you, yes, because from our perspective, if you are going to be given a mortgage, it has to be between 15 to 20 years to your retirement age. So I'm using that one to give us the solution as to who can build and who can buy.
Okay, so 25 to 40,
yes,
45.
to 45 years. You are within the building class.
Okay.
See yourself as such. You can do it by saving and, doing what we'll be telling you later on.
All right. So
then about 45, you probably have delayed a bit in starting small. So your option would be within the buying zone. So below 45 years, you can build. Above 45 years, you have to buy.
Okay, so let's separate them and look at them one after the other. And all that we're showing you on Facebook as we stream live, they are not pictures, keke. And you can say, oh, where they are brochure picture and what they are told. These are pictures taken from houses here in Ghana.
Yeah.
And these are pictures, if you see, you admire, you like, people can put up this for you.
Yeah, so that's the kitchen cabinet.
Kitchen, yeah.
Yes.
So for example, you're almost done, and you're planning as to the kind of things you would like to have in your kitchen.
Yeah.
This is one of the things that, if you join us at the Habitat Fair, will enable you have such a kitchen.
Yeah.
And this, the kitchen is the office of most women. So if you're a woman, why don't you join us on Facebook as we stream live and get to see this kitchen that we're showing to you? I mean, tell me.
And if you know what, the look of your kitchen alone can make you always want to eat at home rather than buying food outside. Trust me. It's just like the look of your bed would always want you to rest. You understand? So that is it. I mean, having a good kitchen cabinet, nice looking, would always want you to taste whatever is coming out from that kitchen.
And I'm happy to see that quite a number of people have joined us on Facebook and are watching the pictures that we are showing to you. But don't just stay on Facebook and watch all that we're showing you. We're happy that you're there. But drop comments and ask questions about the Love FM, Insure FM, DBS Habitat Fair. Now we're showing you some doors as well. Yeah. So if you love color white, these are some of the doors and windows that can be installed for you if you got into that stage. Enough of talking about Facebook, but stay there. When I see the pictures, they are attractive.
Yeah,
they're attractive.
You
want to talk about it. So you've talked about the fact that for those who ought to consider building are the ones that are up to the age of 45.
Yes.
Up to the
you
age
have
of 45.
more time.
You ought
to save,
your building,
to make the right choices from an early stage. You have more time. Those who are a bit older have shorter time to their retirement, and with them, the option of wanting to start from scratch, reduces.
Okay.
So their option left will be to purchase.
Okay.
That is not to say that they can't do it at all, but striking a balance between the two, that is how we can put it. That if you want to buy, then within the working class, between the age of 20 to like 45, you have enough time.
Okay.
And this assertion is just from the finance institutions that gives out mortgages. So if you go to the bank and you're about 45 years and you want a mortgage of 10, 15 years, you won't get it. You understand? That is their criteria. And
I understand.
The home ownership policy. So if you are younger and you are within a working class and you want a mortgage of 15 to 20 years, you qualify so much.
Even beyond 20 years.
Yes, because your age permits you to gives you that span.
So let's spend some time to talk about the
advantages.
Okay. Let's spend some time and talk about the group that falls up to the 45. We'll talk about the advantages soon. But before we talk about the advantages, what plans should such group adopt in building?
Yeah.
You just don't get up and say, I'm going to build.
No.
What plan should they put in place? So it starts with the acquisition of the land.
The acquisition of the land. And even with that one, try to identify ways of paying for the land in an installment basis.
Okay.
So with that, that's what I call, it's a personal thing I call the land for loan system. Okay. So it means that you are paying in bits to acquire the land, even if it takes you 5 or 6 years.
So what you're saying is this: you cannot save. If you want to, some people can save towards the purchase of a land.
Yes.
Others cannot.
Yes.
So what do you do if you
engage developers who own the land, who can spread the payment of the land for you over a long period, because you have time, because you are young. So assuming you are 25 and it takes you 6 years to buy the land, you'll be 31.
And it will be.
You understand?
It's also ideal and okay to look for a loan, a facility from a bank.
That is an option. If the bank would always want to engage the developer and pay for the land on your behalf, and then the bank will spread it for you with a bit of interest.
Should I always buy from a developer?
Yeah, there are two ways to it. Some because of the interest rates that the banks might put on the facility they are giving you, you can get a flat rate from some developers who would not put interest on the amount that you are paying. It's a flat rate over a period like 5 years, 6 years or above. But you know that with the bank, whatever they give you, they have other interest rates extended over the duration of payment, which might be longer than the one that developer is giving you.
But again, we are going to have some, some financial institutions who will be joining us. And they'll be telling you more about the interest on it and all that. But you're saying that it is okay to engage with the developer.
Yeah, engage developers on that.
And developers are prepared to sell
give
land,
mitigation, freelance,
and then sell and spread
it for you.
Okay.
Even some chiefs I know who are, excuse me to use the word, learned, because we have those who are troublesome, but those who are learned and knows what they want, have some lands, they do that for most people who go to them. Some chiefs.
Okay.
Some chiefs. So if you are lucky enough, you can get the chiefs to understand and take those sort of payments and then do something for you. Again, institutions can also see developers who can give them tracts of land for those particular institutions. You understand? And I've done some for most institutions here in Ashanti region before. You spread it for them, and as they work, they pay. So if it takes about 5-6 years to own the land, there's no trouble. You are still young. Don't be quick to do things in a haste. Once you are done with the land payment, then you move on to the building proper.
Okay. When we get to the building proper, which of course we've got into right now, somebody who is starting young, let's say 27 years, has been able to acquire land.
Yes.
You have several years ahead of you before you go on retirement. What type and size of a house should a person, focus on?
Yes. So again, it's a personal advice.
Based on experience.
From experience.
You are an experienced person.
Exactly.
You're not here because you are here because you understand the terrain.
I get a point.
So speak to us on experience.
So from experience, I think that don't think luxury at an early stage.
Don't think luxury.
Yes.
Why not? Because
don't.
I have a lot of years ahead of me.
Yes. So houses can be modified at any point in time. At the point that you are working, like you are paying rent and it is killing you. So you want a place to put your head,
quickly,
something conducive, quality and durable, but not too expensive that will drain you, that it will put you off.
So how many bedrooms, how many washrooms? Because these days a lot of people want to have washroom in every.
So depending on the size of your plot, depending on the design. Personally, my architect can give you about 3-bedroom design on a half plot.
Okay.
The same half plot, we can 1 full plot, we can divide it into 4 and put 2-bedroom houses, smaller ones, 4 of them on 1 plot.
Okay.
You understand? So if you are young and you have a nice chamber and hall self-contained, beautiful, on a quarter plot, you are okay. So 4 people can come together, 4 young people can come together, buy a plot of land that spans around 100 by 90 feet, divide it into 4, and trust me, get a single room chamber and hall self-contained. That's 1 room, hall, kitchen, toilet, and bath. Working class. You are not married yet. Yes, even when you marry, you can still be in that and then plan for your retirement home. That is the luxury home you are looking at.
And in terms of planning your luxury home, it means that you ought to look for another land, or you might have bought the land that has space on it to do.
That is if you are going for the 1 full plot alone, you can build a small one. And then when you build the pension home or the future home, the one that you were in when you were young will now become an outhouse or a boys' quarters. So that is the whole idea. You can go for 1 full plot and build a smaller unit, be in it for that duration of years you are working, then within the same compound develop a bigger one, which you would call your retirement home, which then you can think luxury, because at that time you might have worked for some number of years and gotten money.
Okay.
So when you are young, I mean, don't think luxury at an early stage.
Okay. And
personal example I can give you, my dad started a 10-room? Yes, 14-room house in Accra. Okay. Ashoman Estate. Until today I sit here, he was not able to complete, because I kept asking the question, why are you building a 14-bedroom house when you have just 4 kids? What is the intent? For people to know, I can build huge. But trust me, you have wasted money, because we were not even able to live in that house till today. You understand? So let's not be wasting money when you think you have money, you want to go huge, but then you get stuck at the lintel level.
No, they have a longer years. I mean, this problem often hits people who are at the age of 45 or 50.
Exactly, because they want to do things.
We'll talk about that one shortly.
In that way.
We'll talk about that shortly.
Yeah.
So you're saying that if you're young.
If you are young, let's go there. Yes, so you start small, depending on. Some people are young, but their dependency rate is high. So even though he's young, he's working, he lives with the mother.
Yeah.
There are some siblings, then you can go for the 2-bedroom cute unit.
How long should it take a young person to be able to complete a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom, nice, simple house. Oh, Jesus Christ, I love the chandeliers. Oh, my God.
The lights in for you.
Listen, I love the fact that you've stayed with us on Facebook, and I keep telling you that we've got amazing pictures to share with you. I'm seeing some lighting systems. I'm seeing some chandeliers.
Yeah,
Listen,
chandeliers,
get some for your hall, your dining area this Christmas. It will look fabulous. Don't you think so? Emmanuel, Facebook. Remember, someone come stay with us on LUV 99.5 FM on Facebook. I love the lighting.
Yeah.
And these guys will be at the Kumasi City Mall during the Habitat Fair. I'm loving this. Jesus Christ. Have a before from Maya Devi.
You want to change the ones you have already.
Maya Devi. But so if you start at the age of let's say 20, let's say 30, let's be realistic. You have bought a land at around the age 30, and you're saying, start small, do something small.
Yeah.
What I want to know from you is, if you start that at the age of 30, what time should you give yourself to be able to complete?
You see, it still comes back to how much you are earning.
But the plan comes to force.
Yeah, for the plan.
So if
see, the idea is it's just like starting up a business and building a business plan. That is the idea you should have towards building your own house.
Okay.
So you know that even though you've set yourself a target, between 10 to 15 years, I should be able to finish.
Okay.
Based on your income earnings, if your income earnings increases, you can increase the rate at which you engage artisans on the project. If it decreases, then you are reducing the rate at which you invest money in the project. Don't forget, we have other lifestyles to live. So aside committing to it, we are not saying go and put all your resources into your building and then go about begging friends for money. That is not what we are saying. But I believe that set a realistic timeline for yourself.
Yeah.
Within 10-15 years, at age 30, by 45, you have your own house. Bingo. You understand? Because within that time, you would have saved more. You'll be able to, if it's within the company, per the certain policies I know in various institutions, every year, salary increments, some institutions. Yes, so definitely that plus 100 minus 100 plus 100 or whatever can do something for you.
Okay.
And always also try to build relationship with input suppliers, because input suppliers can give you good rates or discounts or probably good payment plans when they have history with you.
Okay.
So you started by maybe engaging company who is into sale of cement from for almost about a year or two. You've been buying cement from them. They have a track record that Mr. A has been engaging us on cement purchase for almost 2 years now. So the day you don't have money, they can give you the cement on credit.
Okay. Are you talking about cements because we have some cements? Cements on our Facebook page right
now.
So
that is how it should be. That is the plan towards trying to do that when you are still young.
So Frank says to him, based on the job he does, he's into real estate. He says that it's prudent for people who are between the ages of 25 up to 45 to think about building.
Yes.
He says, even when you think about building, don't envisage something too expensive, something too big, something too luxurious. Make it comfortable.
Of course.
Now, when you stick to that, what it does for you is that you're able to quickly finish it. Then later on in life, you can decide that you want to, for example, build your pension house.
Exactly.
So if the land you bought when you were 25 or 30, there's some space around it. They can build your pension home there. But if not, you can decide to rent this one out and build a new one.
That's
you strategize.
So like I said, the old one becomes an outhouse or what you probably call the boys' quarters. Then you have the main one just in front of the house.
Why is it that many of the youth of today are not thinking along this line? Yes, I know jobs are not available. I know times are hard. But many of the young ones, even who have it, there are many young ones who, if you're yet, don't use a bit now that on vacation they travel out of the country, they do a manner of things, and they're not thinking about buying lands and doing something. Why?
Most would be I mentioned that at that time, mentorship. So mentorship starts from parental guidance. I mean, trying to inculcate independency in your kids. So parents mostly, those who do that, try to encourage them to own lands at early stages. The others too who feel that they have enough so much that even the ones they live in will be inherited by their kid and for that matter. So it depends on the family line. If your family is like that of some of us, you want to be independent, then you go for yours. But if you think that there's money at home and then you inherit what your dad owes, that's also another one for discussion. But that is the more reason. But education is also key. And in our part of the world, like we're discussing this morning, what we are doing now might be different from where you are, maybe in the States or in the UK, because they have a proper system where these mortgages work perfectly, and the government have provided apartment buildings for them. So those who are students and also working go for apartments, and they pay for duration of years. And but so ours is different.
Stay with us on Facebook. Stay with us on Facebook. Now, our main sponsor, is DBS, and they have this beautiful roofing they've done. And go check it out.
Yeah, that's a long span.
Yeah, the long span. Yeah, go check it out. And you don't see the nails, anything like that, on it. And go check it out. So maybe you've got into the roofing stage, you're contemplating buying, the roofing sheets. Well, go check it out. You'd love it. And we'll be showing. The lights are making me have crazy thoughts. So the lights are making me have crazy thoughts. So you're saying that it has to do with the orientation.
But sometimes, education.
Yeah, but sometimes
where we come from,
But sometimes you should look at your own self. Papa bread, mama bread, chamber hall room be there. That should in itself,
culture is also a factor.
That should encourage you to say,
because
to do better.
I've toured around this country, and the home ownership differs culture by culture. The Ashantis have a different style towards that. The Gans have different styles. The Voltarians, that is it. So people, unless you are really into what you want, then you decide to go solo. There are people who always want to be within the family system, and they always want the extended around them. They don't think owning a house outside where they are is a priority. You understand? So it has to be a priority for able to do
the
that.
lady who's manning my Facebook this afternoon is a very young girl. She's on an attachment here. So say my dream. Because I thought about the lighting system that I'm in love with. Why should I do Fufurobia sound? So listeners, go check out the new one she's plays. Or the Fufurobia before.
And you see, let those watching not get different perception about these ones, because there are some that are looking good and cheaper.
Affordable.
You see, very affordable. So you might see and think that it's quite expensive, but I think at the fair,
that is why you need to come to the grounds.
Come there and see cheaper ones for your single room, for your 2-bedroom.
Kids, continue to show the lighting system on Facebook. Put on my monitor in the studio so I don't get to see. I'm getting confused here because I'm loving the other one at the far side there.
Yeah,
the chandelier, far side.
The black one with the
no, the one beyond it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the round.
Yeah, the round one. Yeah. I'm loving that one. Yeah. I'm loving that one. Listeners, if you want to get to know what it is we're talking about, kids, keep this picture on for a while. Imagine you having one of these around your dining area, or you having one of these around your hall area. These are lighting systems. Listen, join us on Facebook on LUV 99.5. We're just whipping up your interest, so you join us at the Kumasi City Mall for the Love FM, Insura FM, DBS Habitat Fair 2021. You know what? I need to take a break. I'll be right back. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Mami money adwuma udan ya ye fe
mira me da se na esomo ye no na aka o
eno de anyine ho mami aha dan a ya boso fefefe nyina eye donima sea complex ahunu se etoda enua ye de boya dan so no eta hunu anase mpo emuta akoko a eba saa na dan ne nyunu enti odi DSL alloying steel trusses enade a ye de go dan so aba edan bia utumi di go so efo ena enwe na achen enti sa odi
Back, and it's now some 22 minutes to 3. Listen, in the coming days, we'll be having more conversations about what to expect at the Habitat Fair. Now, for those of you who, by grace, you've been able to put up your own, house, you tell us about the experience, how it was like for you, things you had to sacrifice. We want you to encourage people to do same, to own their own, houses. So we're talking about people who ought to contemplate and think about building. And Frank says, well, from age till age 45, you are the ones that ought to think about, building, because you have a lot of time on hand. So people be above the age of 45, they are the ones that ought to think about buying.
Yes, certainly.
Why?
One, like I said, the options available in the purchase of property market is limited to them, because the number of years you would get on a mortgage package would have reduced because you are aging. So that one, in terms of the funding or the financing, you are at a disadvantage.
Okay.
Then also, if you want to plan for a long term, you are still at a disadvantage. So the best option for you would be having some cash down to make some part deposit and then plan towards owning it in a shorter period.
For people who contemplate or who are around that age, 45 and beyond, who will want to take your advice, can they have places where they would love to live? I mean, I want to live around Santase, I want to live around affordable housing area.
Well, it means that you need to be more into the property market to search to know where these houses are available and the ones that suit your choice.
Okay.
And the searching alone is enough work. I mean, that's it. So, or probably be engaging.
Work. It is not enough work if you join us at the Habitat Fair.
Exactly. Coming to the fairs to be able to get these developers and know the ones that can be supportive enough.
Yeah.
Also, if you have started and you are at a certain point, say at the window level, at the lintel level, at the roofing stage, yes, there are some developers who would still assist you, do some payment formats for you to be able to complete the existing uncompleted building. And that is also a plus. I mean, some people have started, they are not able to complete, they need these supports to come in. But the basic thing is you should be a salaried worker or probably have a mainstream income flow that can be traced. Then we can be able to help you out. So the advantage in buying is just the cost and the convenience.
So if I want to buy, for example, I'm 45 years old and I want to buy, how many years, do developers spread the amount?
Yeah, it will definitely be less than your retirement age.
Definitely.
Yes.
What if maybe I have some side issues, I have some other business that even upon retirement I can still be making some...
So the businesses you have, the cash flow would be streamlined to suit the payment plan. So it means that you own a certain shop or you have a company that is working even after your retirement. Then the history of the company would be used to tie into that. Again, if you have a child who is above the age of 18 and working, okay, or maybe your wife is a bit younger, then the two of them or one of them can guarantee for you, and the payments would rather be through your child or your wife, your younger wife. So that is how the system would be.
Okay. All right. So when it comes to the buying, many people have issues with, let's say, quality. Because and many other concerns that many people have. How do you respond to that? I mean, is the quality that high or is compromised?
Well, just as we have institutions that are professionals, we have institutions, some companies that also do the negative. Or I wouldn't want to use the word quack. Like we have quack developers, and we have professional developers. The same way we have quack doctors, we have professional doctors. So that is the system we are in. So to be able to identify those with a good touch and quality, then it means that you need to probably always be engaged in searching for the right companies to deal with. And like I said, we have the Ghana Real Estate Developers Association, of which I am the regional chairman.
You are the regional boss.
Our developers are are known across the whole country. Regimano, Grey, Deftraco, Trasaco, Lakeside Estate, Otumfor Problem Projects, Gideon Mania, all of them. So once you have these bodies, then you are certain that you are getting quality for what you purchase from them. So that is what I can say. That try to identify and get the right group or the right company to be able to partner with. And I know that is why the Habitat Fair scrutinizes companies that come on board. That these companies are so certified in terms of quality, and their company can be traced. You understand? And for that matter, when you buy something and even get deformity or whatever in your building,
the damage,
yes, I mean it can be repaired for you at a certain time. You get warranties for a duration of time whilst you are in your property. Some painting works are done freely on a yearly basis if it's a gated community. There are so many things you get when you buy from these developers, and I think that that is why I would also advise that if you are above that age class, don't fear purchasing, because you still get the quality that you want.
So if somebody is, let's say, 45 or 50, he or she has 10 years to go on retirement, and he cannot build because it's too late for him or her. In terms of buying, can the person still, do something before retirement? Because the person looks at his.
You mean starting from scratch?
No. The buying. We're talking about the buying. Now we're talking about people who are above, 40.
Above 40,
45 or 50.
Sure.
Let's say 50. You have 10 more years to go on retirement. Oshe was salary. Oshe maybe savings and maybe ding. What is available for such people? How can they still own their own houses?
Yeah. So I mentioned earlier that the duration left to the retirement will be used.
No. So looking at 10 years, looking at 10 years ago, is there still hope for them?
Yes, why not? I mean, like I said, just let's understand your income flow, and then we'll do a custom payment system for you in particular.
Based on that, you're not getting it. So based on that custom payment flow of the person's salary and all that, we have calculation now here down the border. And now there are 10 years to beat me, and that's why I asked that earlier question as to, so what if you have other streams of income that can support the payment?
Of which I explained that.
But this one, what I'm trying to put across is with this,
that there's no option for the person.
There's no other.
After the 10 years, he doesn't have anyone who can guarantee.
Apart from the pension scale, baby fee kakra.
Yeah, but the pension funds are something that can be relied on, because that's why we're advocating that. I know, and I've engaged these pension schemes on it, that we can take the person to the pension scheme. The majority one we all know is SNET. And then
there is a tier 1 and a tier 2 are available.
Yes, and have an agreement with the person where the pension funds will be used to still continue after the 10 years for that person when the person goes on retirement.
Okay, so
it will be a personal agreement between the developer and that person, and then the third party that comes in will be the pension regulatory body, which is SNET, to be able to guarantee that yes, developer A, go on and help our client who will use his pension funds to pay you monthly until the building is completed, and that is accepted.
Say it again. So people who somebody's listening to us, the person is 52 years old right now.
He thinks it's all over. No, it is not all over.
So break it down again. Explain. That's the question. Now you get my question.
Yes, so I get your question. So if you are above the age of 50 and you think that you have just less than 10 years to go on retirement and that's the end of the road, no. What I'm saying is that when you were working, you were contributing tier 2 to SNET, and that we have a system where the developer you engage would have an agreement with you and get the agreement to be endorsed by the pension regulatory body to be able to continue the building for you even when you are on retirement. So that your retirement benefits on monthly basis that come, part will be used to settle the developer so that you continue to be able to do your building until you are called by your maker.
So these developers, are you always putting up estates, gated communities, or some of the developers have buildings scattered across town where you can just pick and choose and just go reside?
Yes. So that's what most do. We have those who are engaged in gated communities. Some also have properties scattered across. Some have hostels, some have apartments. That is what we mostly do. So it's not just limited to one area. So what you need to do is just when you are at the fair, depending on where you are, you can have options of where to get lands and probably where to get options on properties to buy at which places that will be convenient to you. But like I said, you would have more time and more choices when you are younger. Yeah. But when you are aging, your choices are limited. So if you come and still want to tie us to your choice, I don't think we can help you with that.
Yeah. Let's talk about, the 45, the 50s who have come to see you guys and have purchased or bought from you.
Yeah.
And then along the line, I heard that Baba Kubi, do you have lands around the building, the completed building, such that they can do some projects on it, some expansion on it?
Yeah, so I mentioned earlier.
No, you mentioned earlier up to the 45.
Yes.
I'm talking about people now, 50, 52 years, has come to see you guys. What told you You guys have sold.
No, so if it's a gated community where there are limited spaces when it comes to gated communities.
Yes, that's what I'm asking.
So now when you get that enough space to be able to do whatever you want to do, unless it's a semi-detached house, that a certain expansion can be done.
Okay.
But you are still limited within the space that they have given you. And most developers try streamline the sizes of plots when it comes to gated communities. The earlier one I mentioned, like 100 by 90 feet. But with this one, you can get it for like 70 by 70 feet.
Oh, Charlie.
Within a small area. You understand? So that is why I said that when you are younger, you have more options than going to purchase. And even with the purchase one, it is still with those who feel that maybe they are in their diaspora, they want to come home, they don't have any house in Ghana, they want an estate community to live in. Within 2-3 months, they are off again, they come. That one is conducive for them. You understand? So if you want more spaces around your place, then you definitely have to go buy another land and then develop it on your own.
In the time of your parents, they didn't have the opportunity of listening to programs like this that would encourage them and tell them about the options they have as to whether to buy or to build.
Yeah, no.
You are fortunate.
And they were spoiled, let me put it that way. They were spoiled because of the kind of work they were doing. So if you are listening to us this afternoon, you are working for a company that has provided you with an apartment. You would live in the house and think that you'll never move from that place. For 20 years, 30 years, you are living there. One day when you go on redundancy, then you would regret that you never bought a land or bought a house.
Not redundancy, retirement back catch up.
Yeah, it's part of it. I mean, the company will not be there forever, like I said. So that is why you need to plan early enough.
Well, I have a friend who is a lecturer. And because
that's the point.
Most
nurses are also living in government. When you're in a government setting, even with the politicians, DCE, and when their governments are off, then they. So that's the point.
Eliklim Isa Adade on Facebook says, "How much do I get a land?" So the person is talking about buying a land. Eliklim Isa Adade.
Yeah, so it differs. I mean, lands per district that is so lands become cheaper when it's far away from the central business district. Let's get that.
Okay.
So if you want a place and go, then you should be thinking that you have enough.
You pay more.
Yes, you pay more.
But interestingly, places that we think are far and we don't want to buy lands from, the next 5-10 years, no honor development.
Yes, because it is developing based on the social amenities that come there, like I mentioned. I mean,
not price the cost.
Exactly. The more people go to live in an area, the more expensive the land becomes.
Yeah.
So if you are listening to us and you think that, go there and ask for the value of land, you'll be shocked.
Yeah.
Because people have moved there and they don't worry when they have to drive about 15-20 minutes to come to the central business district.
Most definitely not.
Even if it's 30 minutes to the central business district, it is still okay for you.
Do you build with sheetrock like it's done in the United States of America? You guys are in the real estate.
Yeah, so what the sheetrock is just like what we used to call the asbestos. You know the asbestos roofing, something like a tile, but you can hit it and it will break. We don't have that here in Ghana now.
And I think they do that in the United States because of the weather condition.
Weather condition and the apartments and all that. But the other types, if you want the wooden type of structure, yes, you can have a wooden structure like the Kotoko Kotoko is doing at their training ground. You know, they are using that wood. It's treated. And I think it's with magnesium oxide. It's anti-insect. It's anti-fire. It lasts for a longer.
Isn't that one of the pictures we showed on our Facebook a while ago?
We showed one. That one. I think that one is engineered wood. That's the one.
Show the one with the wood. Let's see.
The woody one. That one is engineered wood. It's glue mixed with sawdust. Okay, compressed into wooden form. So you know when you buy the home used chairs, and it spoils. You see that the wood
as a fruit.
Yes, it comes out in bits. That is the engineered wood.
Oh, okay.
It's a sawdust.
So this one.
Yes, it's a sawdust mixed with glue. And that one is also used. The plaster board is used. The hydrofoam material is used. That's the South African method. That's the concrete with it's a precast. Okay, then you have the brick. Trust me, brick is cheaper. If you want brick,
nice.
Yeah, brick.
If you get a
brick is cheaper. It's an open brick. It's cheaper. So if you don't know the one we used to do the apotoriwa, you know, the earthenware bowl.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the brick, and it's just that you use a number of them, but it's cheaper than the block. Concrete block.
I'd wanted us to continue talking through tomorrow till Friday when we just ask our listeners to be a part. Like I said yesterday when we were doing the launch, so that on Friday we'll take their calls. But I'm told that people have already even started calling.
Yeah.
So let's pick a few calls.
Sure.
But on Friday we'll make it listener driven.
Right.
Where we'll have our sponsors and all the guys who understand building join us in the studios, and we'll make it very open, very listener driven. That's on Friday. But give us a call on 0322083596. So who's working on the phone lines for us, please? I can just hear the engaged tone. Hi, good afternoon. 0322083596. You can join us now. Let's hear you. If you have a contribution or you have a question from Frank Abwajid Nyanta, you can call us now on 0322083596. So let's talk about the Habitat Fair. And over the past few days, we've talked about things that people should expect and all that. I am looking forward to the promises some of them make to us as to cutting down the prices and all. Yeah. Let's go to the phone lines. Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, David.
And how are you, sir?
The Lord is my shepherd, yourself.
I am well. All right, so let's hear you.
Yes, Dave, I want to say kudos to Mr. Denyansa. But the things he has shared, David, if we were to hear these things some years ago, we would have owned our own houses now, David. And so these are things that people don't even know that they can do. And then that would take pressure from them. But I think this thing is good. We will come and see what is in there. And then, but I want to tell people that you see where Kumasi is going. Don't say it's far. See where Kumasi is going. Go and get a plot over there and develop it. Even if it's 10 years, David, it's good because now Kumasi is tough. People are going the outskirts. Go there before it's too late. But I believe that we'll all come there on that date and see what you have in store for us.
I hear you. Thanks, Sue. And like I said, we'll be having a listener-driven conversation on Friday. We'll activate the phone lines. We get to engage with our exhibitors. You engage with all the people who matter when it comes to the Habitat Fair. But we keep talking about discounts. How real are the discounts when we talk about it? In fact, people come to the grounds and they ask us instead of engaging with the exhibitors. How real are the discounts?
Yeah, I mean, there's been that track record from past years, and I believe that all these input suppliers who are coming mean their word.
Yeah.
And if you don't try, just come and put us to test.
Just come and put us to test.
And I think that
the lighting system that many also mean that. Mohammed, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Dave.
And welcome, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Dave, Dave, I'm a government teacher. Am I qualified for the program going on?
In terms of a patron or what? You want to come and
buying?
Oh yes. Oh, why not? Why not? Yes.
Okay.
In fact, we're doing it for people like you.
Yeah. So
yeah.
A second thing again. my salary as a new teacher in the system, my salary is not up to 200 cedi a month.
200 or 2,000?
Like 2,000, sorry, 2,000.
So don't worry. That is why we are bringing all these people to you. You talk to them. And there are packages available for you. So, Mohammed, it's for people like you. Come. All right, come and engage with the exhibitors, and you'll be glad you did. Trust me.
No.
Obeti, you own your own house.
Yeah. And so civil servants will have opportunities on signing on to schemes. Okay, schemes as in the one for land purchase, the one for mortgages by finance institutions. All those things will be available. So we want. I mean, there are targets mostly: civil teachers, nurses, doctors. I mean, young teachers, young nurses, those who have just been employed by government. I mean, security officers, immigration, fire, all these people, we need you at the fair. Just come and see what the fair can give you.
Challenge is you. If you look at the price of building materials,
that one will scare you, but don't be scared.
Don't be. That's exactly what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. Yeah. It's all about engaging with the right people
and
then having the right plans, and then you're good to go.
Exactly.
So I'd like to say a big thank you. A big thank you to you, Frank Abaji Nyanta. He's one of the ambassadors for the Habitat Fair for the year 2021. And so tomorrow, if the budget presentation is done early and concluded, we'll bring to you some more conversations from a different angle. Today we're just talking about whether to buy or to build. We're done for today. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll look at another area. But listen, for those of you who have heard the word, you have heard the message, spread it. Tell people about the upcoming event. It's all about the Love FM, Insura FM, DBS Habitat Fair. It's on between the 26th to the 28th. And said, so bad it's not being okay. So these messages, I'm not reading these messages right now, but thank you very much for doing and listening. We have some BBC news for you, after which DJ Ruben will drive you home safely on drive time. Until tomorrow morning, when we come your way with Love in the Morning. God bless you, but keep listening to Love 99.5.
In suicide bombings in the capital,